Hello everybody, this video is very controversial. It is about a racially charged topic. The topic is called white flight. White flight is a phenomenon that occurs in America. It has been occurring in America since the 1960s. So in the 1960s, white Americans began to leave their predominantly white areas as black people began to move in. As black people begin to move in the predominantly white areas, the white American citizens become afraid and they leave. They sell their properties and they move to more rural areas where black people cannot afford to move. And the reason why they do this is because they want to preserve their property values and they want to preserve their heritage and they want to preserve their communities and their families and their peaceful ways of life. So the thing is, most white Americans are afraid of losing their money that they have put into their property. As property values continue to fall, the less likely they are to get their money back out of the property that they have invested into. So the only way to get their money back is to hurry up and to sell their property. And this is something that happened very quickly in the 1960s and 1970s, and it continued into the 1980s. And one of the reasons why that white flight occurs is because a lot of white Americans do not want to live around black people. And the reason why they don't want to live around black people is because they are afraid of the negative stereotypes that are associated with them. So in order to make my point in this video, I'm going to show you or share with you a video that was sent to me by a friend that demonstrates the negative stereotypes associated with black people and why white flight occurs. So I'm going to warn you, this video is violent, and thank you very much. So there you have it, folks. This is the reason why that the vast majority of white Americans do not want to be around black people because of this kind of violence that occurs. Here in this video, you saw complete lawlessness. There are no alpha males there to restrain that situation. There you see there is absolutely no order, no law, no control, no restraint to control these people. You have these grown adults out here, 25, 30 years old, fighting, doing things that they should have learned not to do many years ago. And the thing about that is that most white Americans look upon this type of behavior narrowly. This is the mindset that most white Americans have towards black Americans. This is how they see them. And the reason why they do that is for a good reason. In this video, this is a perfect example. You have no order. There's no one trying to stop the fight. There's no one trying to discipline. You have complete, utter chaos. This is what I call that video. The way that these people are acting in this video is complete state of nature. And this is, I don't understand how these people cannot be embarrassed by their behavior, that the whole world is watching their behavior. I don't understand how these people cannot be ashamed. How can you not be ashamed of what you're doing? And knowing good and well, and this is the reason, and the sad thing about that is that at the end of the video, it takes white police to stop these black people from killing each other. But yet, and I hate to say, I'm sorry to say this, but a lot of black people get angry at the white police. But the white police are the ones that are saving black people. They're the ones that are doing it. Black people are not saving black people. It's white people. It's white people that are saving black people. It's always been white people that are saving black people ever since the 1960s and sometimes even before then. And it is such a shame. It's pathetic. This is the reason why that black Americans get called ugly names. This is the reason why that a lot of white American citizens do not want their children going to school with the black children. And I can remember a specific incident when my sister was in middle school. My sister had a white friend and a girl, and they went to, because we lived on the good side of town, so they had to go to the black side of town to go to school, to go to a mostly black school. The first day that my sister's friend, who is a white, went to that school, she was bullied, she was called names, she was pushed around, physically pushed around by a lot of the black children. So what happened was, when she got home, she told her parents what happened. Her parents pulled her out of that school the next day. This is another reason why that white flight occurs. That's another example of white flight. That's the reason why that a lot of white parents don't want their children being around black Americans. And it's terrible. It's a shame, because black people should not be acting this way. They should know better. It should not take white police to stop black people from behaving this way. It shouldn't. There should be black people, black men especially, should be the ones that's preventing this from happening. But in this video, nope. None of the black men were trying to. There's no men. There's no men. There's no alpha male. There's only younger boys and older boys, younger girls and older girls. But it's all boys and girls. There's no leadership. And this is something that a lot of white Americans are really sick and tired of dealing with. It's old. It's really old. It's boring. It's something that they don't want to deal with anymore. So they'll sell their property and they'll move out to more rural areas. And this kind of behavior in the black communities, different black communities in America, it needs to stop. All of the selling drugs, the gangs, the violence, the bullying, these are the reasons why that white Americans call the cops on black people. This is the reason why that the police get called on black people. It's this type of behavior. And unfortunately, good black people are the ones that get stereotyped. And they don't deserve to be stereotyped, because they're the good ones. But it's like you have, as one person put it to me, and it was a white person that said this, it's like there's more bad black people than good black people. And as whether there is or not, it's just that every time that you turn on the news, what do you see? It's something negative. You hardly ever see black people do good on the news. It's always something bad. Some black man has done this. Some black woman has stolen this. Some black woman stole this money out of this white woman's purse. Some black man robbed this person. Some black man selling drugs. Some black man got caught selling drugs. Some black man got caught breaking in someone's houses. I mean, black people have created the stereotypes for themselves. And again, I'm sorry to say this, and this is not true about all black people. It's not true that not all black people steal, sell drugs, violent. It's just that there are enough black people doing it that cause white flight. So my advice is this, if you don't want the cops called on you, if you don't want to be labeled as being wild beast, then stop the wild beast behavior. Behave like normal, civilized human beings. Go to church, go to college, go to school. Stop breaking in cars. Stop stealing from white women. Stop breaking in houses. Stop selling drugs. Stop being a bully. Stop picking on people. Be civil, be polite, be well-dressed. Present yourself, in a civil fashion when you're in public. Behave civilly. Use good body language. Stop intimidating people. And again, I want to stress this. We all know that not all black people do this. It's just that there are enough black people doing it. And the good black people are not policing the bad black people. So this is what I have to say about white flight and why it occurs. I thank you for watching. I appreciate your support. Thank you very much.